$1,200,000 Australian dollars to the winner, but much more than that, a place in tennis history as the Australian Open champion. This is the decider at Melbourne Park.
Love 50.
More than once in this fortnight, Federer has been a little slow into gear in the very first game of the match.
Out. 30-50.
This was where Safin tore ligaments in that wrist that kept him out. It was right here at the Australian Open last year.
This half volley from Federer on the baseline there, just indicative of how much talent the Swiss player has. He can improvise so easily and so instinctively.
Cain, Federer.
And that will help to settle the nerves for the man from Switzerland. As we said, not terrific out of the blocks a couple of times in this fortnight, but first on the board here in the final.
Safin's got a busy week ahead of him. He's been nominated as part of the Davis Cup team for Russia as they play Belarus. And that's starts on the 6th of February, the end of the week.
A little climatic change between here and there.
It would be.
So often he can send the thunderbolts down in excess of 200 kilometres an hour, and generally they start from his first service game.
Federer capable of achieving so much topspin, particularly for a one-handed play. This one really rips the ball. You can see it dipping so quickly at the feet, and again this pass, wonderful topspin.
Well, it was the backhand set it up, wasn't it? Forcing a half volley, and when you play those half volleys off the shoelaces, you can't get much on them.
15-all.
The first of how many?
Beautiful motion on the serve, very fluent, not much can go wrong with it. Occasionally the ball toss goes a little bit too far over to the left. You can pick that up if you watch it.
Whoa!
Real sense of anticipation in the crowd. They've been very quiet in the first 3 or 4 minutes of this match. $15,000 people, and you could almost hear a pin drop at the moment.
Safin spent a long time last year trying to figure out what was actually wrong with his wrist. He didn't find out until July in Los Angeles, and he had to retire in the first round, and a doctor there was able to tell him that not only did he have torn ligaments, he had a meniscus and cartilage problems, and also trouble with a nerve. So he stayed over in the States and stayed in Los Angeles. Spent a month and a half with his wrist in a cast.
Cain, Safin. One game.
Just sheer power as he just takes over and continues to go back into the same spot. Back in behind his man again. Just three terrific forehands. Huge pace, power. He's here for the 5th time. Federer started here as a youngster. Safin's 6th appearance down under.
This is where he's so good, Safin. The shot before, the return of serve, and even that ball, anything high against a normal height player is difficult, but against Safin, 6'5", it's up in the hitting zone.
Beautiful. What touch from the big man.
Yes, there's not a lot on that approach. He hit it well, but watch where it goes. Safin there, 144 kilometres an hour, but that one was just behind the tee junction, so he was a couple of metres behind, but plenty of room to play with.
Early trouble for the world #1 in waiting.
I find that a strange play early in the match at 15:30, going for an outright winner on the second serve. He's paid the penalty.
Cain,
Really pays the penalty. Bit of a shock here in the early stages. Safin the first one to get the break. Federer has been aggressive.
2 games to score.
But it's the Russian who's on the board first, out and running. 2 games to 1 with a break.
It wasn't a bad return. 208 kilometres an hour the serve, and it was back almost as quick as it came.
Flick of the wrist that took, and he's a tall man. He had to bend down low to make that work.
Second serve.
He had to ram home the advantage. Federer with the immediate chance to break back.
I like the way Safin is going about things, though. He has a routine now where he walks over and towels himself down, gets 3 tennis balls, throws one of them away, keeps the best 2.
Well, the big serve really setting up the point, the off forehand. And of course, closing for the volley. But as Fred said, he's into a nice routine now. Safin taking his time, not rushing, which is, of course, so important at the beginning of a match when both players will be a little nervous.
Advantage Federer. Cain, Federer.
And if his confidence was shaken by the break of serve, it should be boosted now.
Well, it was an outstanding return, wasn't it? 206km/h serve wide to the backhand, and Federer got it in the middle, ripped it back cross court with angle, and from that moment took control of the point.
Anybody play that half volley topspin backhand as well as Federer?
No.
You know, there's been players that have been able to do it on the forehand side.
Yeah, it's just
whip him, but he's very comfortable with that shot.
yeah, improvisation, and that's just talent, isn't it?
both these players get on with the job. They miss one, they don't go through any histrionics. They hit it into the net or they hit it long, and then they get back and play the next point. Both respect one another.
Cain, Federer.
Big wide swinging serve from Federer completes the 5th game of the match. One break of serve apiece. We are back on track on serve. Federer leading by 3 games to 2.
Love 50.
See on that point that Federer was looking to run around the second serve, and I think he'll do quite a lot of that from the first court, because Safin, the way he tosses the ball so far to the left, very rarely does he hit a second serve wide to the forehand on the first court. And Federer will be looking to run around the backhand and do some damage.
Federer just took a little bit off that backhand, more of an angle, and with a little more topspin. It was a slower ball, and Safin was in the rhythm of the ground strokes, but got it a little bit too early, got out in front of it and pulled it wide.
Missed it there, but as you mentioned, Federer has got the ability to change pace, and he can change it with topspin, but also the fact that he hits a slice backhand. He's a rarity in the modern game, a one-hander who hits a very good slice backhand, and it's very effective and not used by hardly any other players. So against someone like Safin, he'll have to adapt and adjust to the different spin and pace of the Federer backhand in particular.
Little slice backhand if you're lucky, but he was able to make this into a pretty darn good passing shot with a flick of the wrist off the backhand. Look at this, just a little snap of the wrist. And if there's a department that Safin is not good at, there's probably the half volley. Because he's a big man, he's got to bend down, he's got to watch the ball when he gets down there. It's a break point now.
Deuce.
Federer's basic fundamentals, Jeff, they were taught by an Australian.
Yes, they were.
Peter Carter, who went over there, and unfortunately he was just about ready to take out Swiss citizenship to become their Davis Cup coach, and he died in a car crash in South Africa.
So the big man facing successive breaks of serve here after striking the first blow of the final, breaking Federer in the third game of this first set. Is a big blow struck by the #2 seed, not only to break back but to get the next break as well.
Federer leads 4 games to 2.
Well, again, when he came to the net, Safin, Federer with the ability to dip the ball and make it awkward for Safin, and he's not the most flexible at the net, as Fred mentioned. The low balls, the half volleys, or the ability to twist and turn, he's not at his best. Federer with some momentum.
Let's first.
Already 2 double faults from Roger Federer. Marat Safin has not double faulted since Tuesday.
That one broke, that racket cracked. Then he changes that next time round.
Oh. He might want it.
He's going to change it now. Well, when he bounced that racket, you can hear it crack. If you're a tennis player, you know when they bounce back up and they're all right. And technically,
is that a code violation?
That's a code violation. Yeah. But when he bounced that one, he could hear it. And it had one more forehand in it, though. And it was a big one. But that's also good umpiring, because that's just done out of frustration, and to call that a code violation would have been upsetting for Safin.
This remarkable first set continues. 2 more chances for Safin to get the break back this time.
Another huge return from Safin, but it was answered well from Federer. Took his time on that last forehand.
Gets away with a miss here.
New balls, please.
But the nervous start to the Australian Open final goes on. Unforced error, 17 winners, 9 at the moment. Safin gets the break back. We're back on serve at 4-3 in Federer's favour in this opening set. Once again, new balls.
15.
been a slow start again for Federer. We talked about how it's happened right throughout the championships to a degree. He's been out there for a while and under 50%, 48% first serves. Safin's doing a lot of damage on the Federer second serve.
Just nerves causing this, Jeff, or is it a tactical thing?
Well, getting used to, I think, as Fred said, the first serve percentage of Federer, that's a problem for one thing.
14.
I think getting used to the height of the Safin second serve as well. Federer, the last couple of occasions, has tried to slice the second serve return, but it's been up over shoulder height. It's difficult to control.
Let's first.
Mum looks on his former coach when he was a very young emerging player in tennis.
To be 2 metres behind the baseline when he hits this one, and it's a terrific approach from Safin. Does a good job there, but that's what we're talking about with Safin. I mean, with Federer, how much he gets on that top spin, that forehand, off the forehand or the backhand wing.
Cain, Federer. Federer leads 5 games to 4.
The Swiss contingent are here, including that lady who made her mark so many times here at Melbourne Park, and it's her countryman who has the lead after a couple of holds of serve. I can tell you the light has deteriorated noticeably here in the stadium, probably in about the last 5 minutes or so. And it is getting very grey above.
sides of the net. Just beautiful tennis in that rally. Half volley. This one's cracked at him on a half volley. Makes it again. And look at this one to finish it off with. Where that racket finished when Federer hit that topspin shot.
Sides.
Well, the approach from Safin not good enough, not enough pace or depth. Here he comes hitting under the ball. It's just very much in the hitting zone. And as Peter mentioned, Federer, he can go cross court or down the line. So 2 points now potentially from the set, Federer.
Ball right on the baseline from Safin.
13.
Pretty good power hitting here from the big man. That half volley there was not controlled because it zipped off the line. A different bounce again.
Big point here in the context of the match at 30 all. 4-5.
And that's when you thought that Federer was in charge with that forehand, and then he's in the defensive mode. What a rifle forehand down the line. Safin again using the pace of the Federer shot. There's plenty on it to come forth with his big forehand.
That's a very important little victory there for Marat Safin.
5 games all.
And courageous stuff too, as Fred Stolle said, hitting the line with that forehand at 30 all. Their tie-break record in this championship. Safin has won 4 and lost 2. Federer is yet to play one.
15.
We're not there yet, but it's getting closer.
Let's listen.
Fred, I thought it was interesting this morning, Mats Wilander, the former Swedish champion and Grand Slam winner, he thought psychologically that Both these players, of course, have won a Grand Slam title, but Safin has also lost a Grand Slam final. And he thought that experience was going to be more beneficial to him today than Federer. But Federer has not experienced yet a loss in a Grand Slam final. But Safin has experienced both, a win and a loss.
That's a very interesting observation. Hadn't thought of it that way. Maybe so. We'll find out here. Federer hasn't played a tiebreaker yet. He won't have to. He's got a whole serve here. Both these fellows are champions, and when it gets tough, those first serves seem to come through for them.
Will achieve in the first set is a tiebreak. Up to Safin now to take us there.
Federer leads 6 games to 5.
Boy, they were two terrific points there from 30 all.
Federer found himself in a similar position in the match against David Nalbandian when he led 6-5 and then was able to break Nalbandian in the 12th game.
Yep, good strategy. I think that's doing the homework. As you mentioned at the outset, Safin very rarely hits a second serve wide to the forehand, and Federer there took a punt, ran around it, smacked a winner down the line at 141 kilometers an hour, almost the same speed as the second serve that was hit.
Start, Jeff, saying that that's a good play, and he'll do that a few more times as this match progresses. Smart tactic, this one. Federer there is a slice, and it gives that a bit of air, good depth. No pace on that shot at all. And it was the big man that had to generate his own pace on the backhand. Love 30.
This time, gallant effort though by Federer.
Crowd really appreciating that. This is a Grand Slam final. Would you know it? Great retrieving abilities from Federer.
Birds on the court.
And that's what they're chasing.
Those ball kids are brilliant. They're so quick. And it's a great thrill and honor for them to be out here doing a men's final.
Safin with that slice. It's such an effective change of pace and stays so low against a man who's so tall. Most effective choice of shot from Federer.
No pace on it again, the last one.
Federer with his 5th break point of the set and 2 set points.
backhand. Federer played it perfectly. Crowd really appreciating the efforts here.
Well, he was in trouble here, wasn't he? Look at him at full straight. Safin plays a very, very good backhand. Federer was there, but gee, it's a tough shot nevertheless. A set point to make.
Still one left. Both players taking all of their allotted 25 seconds.
He hits a great forehand down the line here against Safin. He's a metre and a half behind the baseline, but believes in his ability to make that shot.
Give it some margin for error, though, too, didn't he? He didn't hit it right at the top of the tape. Hit it well over. It was a dipping forehand. Very important set, this first set, psychologically for both players. That first set in your pocket, it's a lot more comfortable.
Evasive skills by the big man. Bends the knees, gets out of the way. And really now the crowd becoming involved for the first time in this match. And why wouldn't they? Because now it's excitement time. After 48 minutes, we're off to the tie-break, something that Marat Safin has been used to. We had to down Agassi in the first two sets in tie-breaks in his semi-final. Jeff, I wonder whether Safin might have just a little mental edge coming in, having withstood those two set points.
Well, I think so. Once you've been down set points, you realise you've been teetering on the brink, and anything after that's really a bonus. No question about it. With a mini break, made it even further. Oh, went to the well once too often, the backhand cross court. The first time was beautifully played, and then he went back again here, and Federer just sitting there waiting for it. There it is again, run around that second serve that becomes a little bit too predictable, perhaps. But he's going to have to take those chances, Federer. 37-kilometre-an-hour return. Only 1 kilometre/hour slower than the serve. But it's a calculated risk from Federer.
3 points in the tiebreak, all going against the server at this stage.
They're both tense, aren't they, Fred? That was a shot that was half court from Safin that needed and deserved to be hit with authority, and Federer didn't really go after it.
Finally, someone wins a point on serve.
Both players recognise the importance of this first set. As we've mentioned, both of them won a Grand Slam. This man won one and lost in the final. And, this sets the tone. The first set sets the tone for the match if both players are playing well.
Oh, that's well played. He deliberately brought Safin forward there.
A couple of line balls there, Jeffrey. That first one here was sitting right on it. Zipped off the line, and Safin had a look. This one, and then the slice. Safin's forced to come in, and there was a shot that was played with a purpose from Federer, and it opened up the court for the pass. That's the backhand that was pretty much on the line. Safin had a look at.
The tiebreak then continuing along the same lines as the main body of the first set. 4 breaks of serve in regulation play. 5 points against the server here in the tiebreak.
Safin's only really bad choice in the match to date. He was wide and deep, big point, and he took a very risky option there, paid the price.
Neither player served well in the tiebreaker.
The big Russian's got to change that now, Fred. He needs 2 first serves. The first serve percentage in this set has been poor for both players. Federer 46, Safin 44. Set point, Roger Federer strikes the first blow of the final, the first serious blow. It took 55 minutes to do it, but Federer has the first set under his belt in a tiebreak.
You know, as we said, it was a nervous first set, but I thought it was interesting on that graphic, Fred, that Safin did not serve 1 second serve to the forehand in either the second court or the first court, not one. And Federer mixed up a lot more, so I think that's an issue for Safin to have to start dealing with.
Well, as the set went on, Federer got a little bit better because he finished the set with more winners than errors, and well, halfway through that, it was way the other way around.
As of this point of the match, they've both won exactly the same number of points. 42 apiece.
Obviously, Federer plays that particular shot to get a crack at the passing shot. This one is a good reply from Safin. And anything up in the air, it's going to take a real good topspin lob, actually, to get over the reach of the giant Safin.
Just 1 point against Marat Safin. A good one to start the second set.
Well, Federer endeavouring to employ something different, but Safin just nonchalantly walks across one stride, say thank you, bread and butter. Bang.
Doesn't he generate unbelievable pace with that shot, though? It's all timing. He gets over there. It doesn't look as though he really expends a lot of energy when he hits it, but the racket head speed is just something to, well, it's just something to marvel at.
He's a sensationally proportioned athlete, Safin, as of course is Federer, but Safin that much taller. Got really good kick on the ball there. Federer got Safin pushed very wide. Hits across the face of the ball so quickly here. It's tough to time a half volley when you're endeavouring to get so much topspin on the ball. Morrissey was talking about there's some music going on outdoors that a few in the crowd have been complaining about. Umpire Morrissey just explained to the crowd it's music coming from elsewhere and not under the control of the organisers here at Melbourne Park.
Pretty good volley. A little lucky, but a stretch volley from Safin again. Federer was just sitting in the slot, just waiting for it.
Peter, in his match against Agassi, Safin at this stage, I think it had 10 aces just after the first set. Here this afternoon, he has but 1. So it's not been the same service form that he had in the semi-final.
Both players at 44% for the match, which is not good at all.
Thanks to Peter's expert record keeping, he informs me that there was 12, in fact, aces from Safin at this stage against Agassi. He really was serving well, but here this afternoon, not the case.
This was very good movement from the big man here, because this was a very well struck forehand, maybe a little short. Safin just finds the angle, the pace, the depth, and Federer can't control it.
Safin, new balls, please.
The arm wrestle continues with the serve being held by both players at the start of the second set. If you are just joining us, you can see that first set scoreline of 7-6. It was 2 breaks of serve apiece before we went to the tie break. It took 55 minutes for Federer to take the first advantage. Just his 3rd ace of the match. As Jeff said, Safin with just 1.
Shot. Boy, that's some angle from Safin, who was 3 meters behind the baseline and 3 meters wide of the singles alley. Careers here.
Amazing what you can do with these rackets and a flick of the wrist.
Oh.
Even the best can feel the pressure of the final.
Well, defensive lob sometimes is most underrated, and Federer getting this ball right up near the top of the frame. Losing all pace.
Hawkeye.
Cain, Federer.
Really the biggest serving game of the match for either player, with 2 aces coming from Roger Federer. His first since Tuesday.
Getting a little frustrated, Safin. He just can't buy a first serve at the moment.
Starting to get some negative body language from Safin. He's playing at a level that he's not at all happy about.
Well, he's right near our, as he comes back here, he grabs the towel and just yells into the towel.
He's already disposed of one racket, and that one looked in grave danger of ending up in varying areas of the Rod Laver Arena court. First break of the second set. Federer now well and truly with the upper hand.
Federer has cleaned up his act since the halfway through the first set. He's now hit the front with winners against unforced errors, 20 winners to 16 unforced errors, but Safin's gone the other way. He's 21 unforced errors now to 9 winners. That's been about the difference. Be a little careful, Safin. Let's see his mood slip away, and makes it all the easier for Federer.
Because he's been the dormant volcano all throughout this fortnight so far, but you feel as though an eruption's not that far away.
From Safin, he needed just to control that backhand anywhere. He slapped at it with anger. Virtually gave the point away. Missed by 3 meters, that backhand.
Is the championship starting to slip away at this stage of the match?
Cain, Federer.
A love game. By my calculations, the first of the match.
Federer leads 4 games to 2.
Now the big man from Russia has to hang on, has to clear his head. He's done that so well in this fortnight, even against Andre Agassi towards the end of the 4th set, when Agassi was about to level at 2 sets apiece. It looked a similar scenario, that he was about to explode. He was able to calm himself. He needs to do so here.
Very focused Federer at the moment. He scampers to get to this one. He's there, misses it, but doesn't really get mad. Just flicks the ball over to the ball boy.
Body language has been terrible in the last 5 minutes or so. Shoulder slump, talking to himself.
15.
Tries a side spinning backhand. You can see how that skipped away once it landed, but set it off on just a slightly too wide path.
That's the hardest forehand I think he's hit during the match. There he is, outside the doubles alley. When you make that commitment, you really have to crank it up. But this one, shoulder turn, throws his entire body at it. 156 km/h forehand.
There's another one. Now, what does Mike Morrissey do this time, Fred?
He's going to give him a warning now.
He's smashed that one. Mike Morrissey just waiting for the crowd to calm. Safin walks past the shed. And he's got no choice.
No choice. No. Code violation. Racket abuse. I hope that's not the one that he put a crack in earlier in the match. I knew there was a match when Goran Ivanisevic was playing in Europe. He went out and they broke rackets and broke 3 rackets, went to the bag. He didn't have any left. Had to forfeit. But the crowd sympathising with Safin. They've seen him play some terrific tennis here this week, and that's all just out of frustration at this stage. A double fault to go down a break point. This is really going to test his resolve here.
He'll be annoyed. Federer, he's just needing at this point to keep the ball in play.
Yes, if Safin self-implodes here, and this is 2 sets to love, written all over it.
Only his second for the match. Mum has probably seen a few doses of the temper over the years with Marat Safin. She's certainly hoping she doesn't see a repetition here. Federer with the break at 4-3. Safin teetering on the brink.
Coach, who did all the yards with him in Monte Carlo, and I think the crowd are pretty sympathetic towards his cause, because it's been, they know he's wearing it on his sleeve today.
And if you're just joining us in this fortnight and wondering why we haven't seen any shots of Roger Federer's coach at the moment, it's because he hasn't got one. When you play like that, perhaps you don't need one.
Yes, the slump of the shoulders now. As we mentioned a few games ago, the body language with Safin not good.
Successive love games from Roger Federer as he marches towards a 2 sets to love lead. Marat Safin in his career has played 25 5-set matches. He has never come from 2 sets to love down.
Well, Federer thought that was way out. See if we can pick it up here on the replay. Not even close, this one.
It's a great shot. But frankly, it's what it deserved, because he still has not hit one second serve to the front end of either court. So Federer just knows that if he moves out there where the serve's going, I find it extraordinary.
138 km/h serve, 168 km forehand.
Starting to string the double faults together after that incredible performance against Andre Agassi. 33 aces, no double faults. Double faults in each of his last 3 service games. Now he's really got a big problem.
that rally, an absolute slugfest.
Just get it off the line, causing Federer to hurry the backhand. This one just hits the line and shoots quicker. Federer late. He's serving to the wrong side. He's mentally with it or not?
Yeah.
Federer's got a smile. They're good friends, these two guys. Well played shot. As we said, he can do it all. He's shown us the dipping backhand like that when they come in. How about this little slice? No pace, right at the shoelaces, and Safin just can't get down underneath it to get it up and over the net.
A third set point to the #2 seed. House appreciating the fighting efforts of both players in that point.
Missed it. It's a really big game here. I mean, Federer takes it, he takes the set, and he also serves first in the third, which would really keep Safin in a negative frame of mind. But if he gets out of this game, Safin, the crowd gets behind him. Federer has to serve out the set. It's a tougher proposition.
Cain, Safin.
And that's what's going to happen.
And the forehand he was looking for. He's got his opponent off court. Here's the short forehand to hit down the line, come to the net, and he's disgusted. He's heavy-legged, Safin. He was slow getting across to that forehand.
Well played game from Federer, though. Couple of first serves now. Didn't go for the big one on that one. Just 183 kilometres. Get it in while your opponent's having problems. Another one.
Game in second sets. Federer
took all the pace off the serve at 154. Caught the edge of the line. Federer in a commanding position in the Australian Open final after 1 hour and 34 minutes.
A little bit of pressure here and he's mentally gone. This is exactly what Federer's looking for, though. To become a champion, you've got to keep the pressure on when it presents itself. Here, he's got 2 sets to love, an opportunity here. Safin almost stumbles to that one around the service line area. Down to love 30. Well, that's the Hollywood back end. It's a tough one to play because you've got to time it. Watch what Safin does here. Gets it up there. He jumps in the air before, up in the air and then trying to strike the ball. They make a few of them, but that's needs perfect timing.
I don't know whether he was trying to take the pace off that serve or whether it was just a very, very tired arm. 158 kilometres an hour. Crowd trying to urge him on, and he says, "I'm trying." Barossa remains a believer.
Advantage Safin.
It's a good reach from Federer. This serve is right on the line and hit at 198 kilometers an hour, but Federer makes him play one more shot.
Cain, Safin.
The big Russian does what he simply had to do at the start of the third set.
First game, third set.
Well, Safin did everything right. Everything right. And you just got to say too good. If your opponent can come up with stuff like this, it is too good. Good volley, and just not many shots would have won that point. That was about the only one.
Well, he's only won a total of 45% of all net points, Safin. So he's come in often on good approaches, but he's been left standing with standing and stranded by some of Federer's great variety and speed of shot.
But really a touch of brilliance. 3 out of 4 of his service games, out of his last 4 service games, he has not conceded a point.
Similar to the set point, that one. Safin didn't expect it to come over, hit the tape, and hit a forehand like that to win the second set. 1-1 now.
Wonderful change of pace again from Federer. A slow slice followed by a fast forehand topspin. 151 kilometers an hour forehand. Slice backhand prior to that was probably around 80 kilometers an hour.
To split wide open.
He looks at the moment, Safin, like he doesn't believe he can win, and that's the biggest worry for him. Just there's the shake of the head. No, I can't win this, he seems to be saying.
I agree with him.
The With the possible exception of his mother, probably so does everyone here.
Good forehand volley, saved the day there.
15-14.
This one.
Wasn't bad from Federer though either, was it? To only someone of the reach of Safin made that look relatively straightforward.
Still a couple of chances for Federer.
Talking about the topspin lob, that's the first one he's tried. So he's given us his full repertoire of shots now. And the line cross court over the top.
You can see Federer's created a lot of breakpoint opportunities. There have been a couple of games in this match where he hasn't been able to close it out. It'll be a good performance if he can hang on here after being down low 40.
That it will be.
Might it spur him on? Got to get there first.
Spur the crowd on for him if he holds here. The crowd will erupt once more. Federer. A big change up in that rally. As soon as that ball hits the tape, it's here. Look where he goes, all the way around to hit the forehand. Didn't quite get balanced enough. Federer really knows the importance of this game. He's had enough experience. He's had love 40 here. Safin's come back and had a break point, game point. Another chance for Federer. And he knows that if he can break here, this could be the end of it. There it is.
Fifth time lucky in the third game of the third set. Is that the straw that breaks the Russians back?
Federer leads 2 games to 1.
Surely it's too big a mountain to climb now. 5 aces, 2 double faults, first serve percentage edging over 50% now. And he's on the road to victory.
One of the few times that he has served and volleyed. So that's another dimension he's added to this third set now, and he's confident. Topspin Laver, what an unbelievable effort to get this one back, and then Safin just pounces on the short ball.
And on the weather front, you can probably tell that the light has improved in the stadium, so the chances of a rain delay going out the window now, you would think. Shouldn't say that. We are in Melbourne. Used every inch of his 6 feet 4 inches there.
Yeah, Federer very lifted up on that backhand. He had plenty of time to play it, but had a quick look and he sees the imposing figure of Safin at the net there.
Advantage Federer.
Yes, every time he gets close, just absolutely yelling at himself now, Safin, but not much you can do about that, Jeff. This is a well-placed serve. He's battled to get back into position, and this one goes in. Not much you can do about it. Say too good, get over the other side.
He's played with such variety and such composure. See mentally the brain's ticking over. He's thinking his way around the court, Federer.
Oh, he missed it. The high defensive lob. Goes for the corner, misses it.
That hurts, but goes back, regroups. See what he comes up with here.
Made him think about it again, but he was up to the task.
Again, another tough point. He comes back, Federer, after the disappointment of that relatively basic overhead, comes back and plays another really tough point.
But Federer is able to consolidate the break.
Federer leads 3-1.
It was only 18 months or so ago that we were questioning Federer's mental resolve.
Yeah.
He had so much talent, but gee, since Wimbledon, he's been incredibly tough. He's also matured unbelievably and just gets on with the business.
Well, I think he carries that Wimbledon mantle with pride, and if you're a Wimbledon champion and you're seated #1 at tournaments, you're supposed to get through. 1 or 2, you're supposed to get through. And Federer during the US summer let a couple of matches go. But since then, he's just been absolutely spot on, and he's not at all fragile now. He believes in himself. He said in his interview he didn't believe that he could get through and win Wimbledon. He got a surprise when he was in the semi-finals. Finally, he finally wins it. Now he's a believer.
15-all.
That was worth a shot at love 15. That's the luxury that he has now with the service break. If he gets his nose in front in any of these service games, and he can open the shoulders a little bit, go for a bit extra.
Marat just reminding the crowd that he's doing his best.
Just a little bit of a breather here, and the crowd, that's the way to win the crowd over. He's down 2 sets in a break.
Really good approach from Safin. Deep. And of course followed up with the perfect reply, a short volley to the opposite corner.
Well, in terms of a final, in terms of the way both these fellas have served the entire 2 weeks, this is probably the worst serving performance of the 2 weeks for both of them. Safin at the 47% for the match. Federer at 52% for the match. Safin is certainly trying, there's no doubt about that, but it's very trying moments for him right now. So if he goes down a service break here, another one. 30-40, 3-1.
Federer desperate here. He wants this point badly, but Safin has him every which way. And this one, as Fred said, though, just off the frame.
About as much as you'll see from Federer.
Questionable ball on the baseline in the middle of that rally. Safin not making a big deal of it.
Safin's really sucking air now. That last shot was a desperation. He just couldn't get himself set. The big forehand did a lot of work in that rally.
This is Federer's 18th break point of this match. Just too classy. And that might be it. He's fought bravely. But the battle now surely all but won.
The players are ready. Thank you.
In excess of 2 hours.
This is finished. Just give us a look at the serves. During the
15 love.
Seven aces to 3 in favour of Federer. And that volley at the net in the previous point, he's won 68% of points at the net in this match. And when he's come to the net in this third set, he's only lost one.
Look of resignation. Understandably so. He's thrown everything into this match, Safin. Just the sheer brilliance of Roger Federer. Just about finished him off.
Cain, Federer.
Just one game away now from the championship. $1.2 million Australian for the winner. The Norman Brooks Challenge Cup. Unfortunately for Roger Federer, it's not all good news though, because instead of getting a cow as he got after Wimbledon, this time he gets a toy kangaroo. No companions for Juliet from Tennis Australia.
Well, one of the scribes came up after his win at Wimbledon and said, you know, if you had an agent, maybe instead of getting a cow, you'd have got a Ferrari. He's without an agent now, and also without a coach. His dad and his girlfriend take care of the financial affairs. But give the big man credit. Safin, he came in here injured, came to Australia to prove a point, and that was to try and win this title. He's certainly given us a lot of joy over the last 2 weeks. And he is a changed man. He's let it slip a little bit today, the temperament, but more in frustration than anything else. He's in a lot better physical shape than he was a couple of years ago. And I think you're going to see him have a good year in 2004.
14-15.
This match is not over yet. But realistically, you've got to think it's not far away.
Cain, Safin.
And the sun comes out briefly as the sun is about to set on this final by the look of things.
Federer leads 5 games to 2.
But it's one that Roger Federer will remember for the rest of his life if he can serve it out here. With 2 breaks of serve up his sleeve in the 3rd set. He's 1 point away from not only the championship, but officially taking over the mantle as the best player in the world. Roger Federer joins the greats
6-4, 6-2.
as an Australian Open winner, the 22nd different winner of the modern era, and he adds the Australian crown to his Wimbledon trophy. 2 hours and 15 minutes, total domination in the end over a gallant Russian, Marat Safin.